Hello. Oh, you're such a twat every fucking time. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Reading FC podcast. Today we are doing things a little bit different, but basically the same. We're going to do some of the latest news. We're then going to talk a little bit about the Birmingham game, and then we're just going to have a little discussion apart from the past month, just a little open discussion, and then we're going to review the previous month's predictions, and we're going to go and see how everyone did, and then we will then do our next 6 predictions.
No, we're not. We're going to do this one. We did Birmingham, and we're going to do 4, and then that leaves us with 5.
We're doing 6, you twat.
Right. I got an idea. So we said about forfeits last time out. We should change it up. And whoever is bottom overall has to send Twitter statements, whatever you want to call them, to the other 3 saying why they're better than them.
Why don't we just make a YouTube video?
Because then basically Matthew's last and he's got no chance of catching us. So
yeah, but it'd be more entertaining seeing him in a video than Twitter.
A video or whatever.
Yeah, all right.
Actually, hold on. You and Matthew are joint last.
How am I going to suffer? I haven't been here.
How am I joint with him?
Because you haven't won a month.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't.
Yes,
No, you haven't.
Literally the first one.
No, you didn't.
No,
Adam won
that
it.
was me. Second one, I won it.
Adam won the first one. Anyway, we don't discuss. Oh, just shut the fuck up. So we will get into that a little bit later on, but let's introduce everyone if you are watching or listening. Today there are 4 of us. You probably heard all of us moan already. We got Ryan, the sofa, who is always fucking here. He is back. We got Matthew, the brother from the same mother, who is here, and the 3rd worst journalist. Actually, no. Jonathan Lowe's gone up in a little bit. The 2nd worst journalist. No, first? Are we going first?
Oh, wait, you meant J-Lo was better than him? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. J-Lo's better than him.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, okay then. So the 1st worst journalist in Reading and who works for that other...
He's not even a journalist in his house.
Oh, just get on with it. Just get on with it, you silly gooses.
The person who works for that other shit, that Tarlurst crap. We've got Adam. How are you, young man? The host that is the post-match live host and the Instagram live host. How are you, young man?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. Got my dissertation in tomorrow, and I've done all that, so that's cool. I mean, I'm all right with you slandering me, but what about Ryan? He's bald. Like, how can he? Stupid man. And he has a Maradona shirt as well.
Ironic.
Oh.
I'm not saying anything about Maradona. If I say anything, I might get cancelled.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm like. So if I am correct, it was someone's birthday. When was it? 3 days ago when you lot watched.
No, yesterday.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Oh, 2 days ago from when you watched this. Yeah, I look. I've done a lot this week. All right, I'm not used to doing this many. I've done a lot. I've done about 4 podcasts already, and I'm tired. So on 3, everyone has to sing "Happy Birthday" to Adam, or I'll do it on my own. One of it's going to do it, right? And it's going to sound fucking awful for you lot at home, and it's going to sound awful for us.
And me.
Yeah, I don't care about you.
Are you doing on your own?
Ready? No, I'll do it on my own if I have to. And Matthew, you can just look like a prick. Right, 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm going proper London now. Happy birthday, dear Adam. How are you? Happy birthday to
you.
Yours.
That was beautiful.
Did you enjoy that?
No.
I mean,
there's
been a better atmosphere at a funeral, but yeah, thank you.
That gave you a hard on, didn't it? That gave you a bit of a semi. We all know. Right, let's get into it.
Not really. Okay.
Birmingham I had a text message from a certain somebody at, I think it was around about 5:30, who goes, I'm not looking forward to this game. This is the least confident I have felt going into a game in a very long time. Ryan, why did you text me that? And why did you fucking jinx the whole thing?
I don't know, and I don't know. I just wasn't confident.
I got a question. Adam, I know that you did Instagram Live last night, and thank you ever so much for doing that. Was that a new manager bounce for Birmingham? Was it?
No, because they're fucking shit.
Yeah, we know.
They are awful.
Yeah.
If they play like that against any other team in the league, they're not picking up another point for the rest of the season.
So why did we give up the 3 points then?
I think for me,
we played shit.
Yeah, we were shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of half and half. I think the thing for me is that from what I've read, the atmosphere when Karanka was still there was very toxic. And obviously, when you're bringing back a club legend like Lee Bowyer, who punched someone, was it Kieran Dyer at Newcastle? But anyway, apparently he's a legend at Birmingham, right? So
he won the league.
That's obviously gonna contribute to it, and obviously they're not going to get any worse than they were. So it's half that, but half the fact is that we didn't have a cutting edge and we didn't create enough chances. I have to be brutally honest about that, and I want to big the team up and everything, but we didn't create enough on Wednesday night, and it's as simple as that. If we created more, then we would have scored more because we've got João, Mate on the pitch. Puskás came on as well, Elise, and if we created more, then we would have scored more. But and we also can't be conceding twice to Birmingham away from home. But unfortunately, we did. So, and it's a hard task scoring 3 away from home. So, yeah, just a bit of everything really.
Matthew, I'm going to ask you this question. What was your biggest takeaway from the Birmingham game? What was where the fuck's he gone now? What was the big... Oh, you fucking donut. What was the big thing that you took out of the game? Positives first, and then what were the negatives that you got?
Like, as I say, we looked a threat at points in the game. Like, there were times where easily we should have scored and just taken our chances more. So like we have the ability to do that, I think, and we've shown that all season. That's why we're fifth. Like, we wouldn't be fifth if we weren't a good side. We are a good side, and we have these like minute or two where it's really good football, like it's fluid and we're getting the balls in the block and it's really good. And then I don't know what happens on the pitch, or whether it's just being inconsistent, but the heads just drop. Elise looks like he can't be asked. No one moves. It's so static. They're just standing still, and it's like we don't have, in my opinion, the balance of just a consistent good game. It's either really good spells and bad spells, and that was just a game where there was more bad than good. Look, they punished us with 2 very mediocre goals. I
don't think you could even describe them as mediocre.
Yeah,
2
they were
very shit goals.
Very bad defending. The first one, don't know what went on there. Moore just fell over, and then for the second one, João couldn't clear it. So it's little mistakes like that, and teams will punish you if you do that in the Championship. Even teams as shit as Birmingham.
It definitely wasn't a thriller.
No. So one of the question I have for Adam is what did you make of Lee Bowyer's appointment? And we're not a Birmingham podcast, but I found it quite interesting where he's in charge of a club where 90% of the time, if Birmingham wanted a manager, they would have to pay Charlton compensation for taking Lee Bowyer away. Lee Bowyer resigns, which Charlton stupidly accept, and then he goes to Birmingham, I think the same day. Wasn't he resigned in the morning, and then he was appointed Birmingham manager 19 minutes after they announced that?
No, he resigned a day before.
Right.
But he took training before Karanka had even been like officially sacked. And then they announced Karanka being sacked at like 4 minutes past 3. And by 20 past 3, they'd already appointed Bowyer.
Yeah, so So, Adam, what do you make of that appointment of Bowyer to it? And do you think we're not a Birmingham podcast? We couldn't give a. I hope they get relegated and hope they get bankrupt. To be honest, but if you could take away, do Birmingham have a bright future under Bowyer, or do you think that it was that? Oh shit, we got a new manager. We need to prove something in that game, and that was the only game they're going to really show him. Also, on top of that, I've got a question to ask you as well. Just thinking as well, do you think that the late appointment of Bowyer going to Birmingham and how late the day it was and the way that it was done, do you think that disrupted Reading's plan going into the Birmingham game?
Can I answer this?
Go on.
I don't think so, because on the other hand, like Sky said it about 14 times every minute during commentary that he didn't know half of the players anyway. So, I mean, you can't do your research for a plan if the other team don't even know the plan themselves.
Yeah, but doesn't that make it tougher for Reading going to a team where they have a slight idea of what they're doing and they know what Bowyer's going to do, where Reading have no clue, unless they go and look footage back at probably what he did at Charlton? Wouldn't that put more of a disadvantage to Reading?
Yeah, but I don't think it really would have made much an advantage to Birmingham either. Because, like they said, several times, he didn't know half the team. He had no time to actually plan. Like, how long before the game was he actually appointed? It was the day before the game.
It was a day, yeah.
So he's not had time at all to come up with a whole plan. Like, even if he had been doing training a couple of days before, like when was it first reported that he was being sacked? Was it Sunday?
I think it was Monday or Sunday after their game. Didn't they play Derby? Was it Derby? I don't know. But straight after the game that they played on the weekend, it was saying that his time was up. But
yeah, it's still like kind of related to us. Obviously, Paunovic being appointed less than a week before the start of the season. We've seen we're not actually playing like how he wants to play, especially at first. We weren't playing his style. We were making do with what we've got, and that's what he's going to have to do. And unfortunately, fortunately, because no one really likes them, but Birmingham don't have a good enough squad.
No, and all the money that they got for Bellingham, they've really just thrown it down. They literally did what Harry Redknapp did. Was it Harry Redknapp? Or whoever was Tottenham manager after they sold Bale? They just pissed it on Lamella, and he's fucking useless.
I think the thing with Lee Bowyer is the fact that as long as he keeps them up, I mean, they'll give him a chance next season to build on it. And I say that because you look at the amount of games that Rotherham have in hand over Birmingham. I think the gap is now about 6 points, which is a real boost, I think, for Lee Bowyer and Birmingham. But I think as long as he keeps them up, then he'll be fine and he'll be given the platform to go on and take them places next season. The thing is, he hasn't got a lot of experience as Championship manager. I think he has one season really with Charlton, and that's pretty much it. And obviously, he got relegated. Obviously, he's got
hold on.
Promotion.
Didn't Charlton get promoted to the Premier League in August?
Yeah, no, they got promoted, of course. From League One. So,
they got promoted.
I was about to say that.
Relegated in the first season. They're fucking useless.
I was about to say it, but no, he obviously got promotion. It was really good for them. But I'm just saying, like, the Championship is kind of like a league like no other. So obviously the Championship or lack of it is a tiny bit of a concern for them. But you could say that about Veljko Paunovic as well. So maybe it doesn't matter as much as I think it does. So I've just debunked my whole argument.
I have just looked. The gap is 6 points, but Rotherham have got 4 games in hand.
What do you make of Rotherham, by the way, and their postponed games? Do you think it's their fault, or because that's happened a lot of times?
But wasn't it their players that got COVID?
Yes.
So yeah, it is their fault.
But I think this has happened like 4 times.
I personally think there's two ways of thinking about this, and I think the EFL have done it wrong. And I think and it's not surprised EFL have done it wrong, but they've done it wrong. I think if you miss 2 games, any game after 2, you should be not deducted points, but them games become losses, because that just shows how. Okay, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as the coronavirus is very. You could catch it from anywhere. You could catch it from anything. You could do anything, and I get that 100%. But at the same time, when you're an athlete and your sport, look at America. They went in bubbles and they did things to make sure and protected themselves. And to get 4 games postponed, I think it shouldn't happen. And I think they should either be fined because of losing control of the players and not doing it correctly, or those games become losses, in my opinion.
But the thing is, like, you want the obviously everyone wants the season to carry on, because is it everywhere under step 5 has been cancelled, null and void already? Like, you won't have a single fan in the world unless they are okay. This Rotherham does fall into this category, but I reckon you'd have Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, Wickham, all the teams who are currently in the relegation zone who wouldn't mind the season being declared null and void. Okay, but nobody wants that at all.
No,
and we are in a global pandemic, and the priority is people's health. You don't want to do stupid things. At the end of the day, you can't just heal the world magically.
No, you can't. And I agree with you. I completely agree.
That was inspirational, by the way.
It was.
Brought a tear to my eye, young man.
It was very smooth. Very smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth criminal.
It's like a nice warm blanket that you just put over you. It's like, oh, lovely.
Matthew, I got a question for you. Paunovic after the game said, "Today we showed an image of ourselves that haven't been seen before, and we are our worst enemy. And I don't ever want to see that again." He seems that's the very first time I think he's been very, very critical of the team. Do you see him making any changes to the team going into the game this weekend, or do you think he's going to stick to the plan that sort of worked recently?
I think he's the type of manager that will, like, I feel like in the past managers have just gone for like people that have been there the longest, or just players that are sort of been there at the club a long time rather than who deserves to play. And I feel like he's shown that he'll play who deserves to play. If you've got people like Holmes and McIntyre coming in this season playing a lot of games, he's not one that's just gonna. He will play who deserves to be in that team. And I feel like if people are putting the effort in training, then they will play. And I think if they're not, they won't. And I don't think he's afraid to try anything new as well, especially in the position we're in. So I feel like if he thinks it needs to change, he will definitely change it. However, if he thinks that what we've had will work this time round and he won't see a performance like that again, then I think he'll stay the same. Personally, I think he'll keep it the same for this game. I just feel like he's not talking about the structure, because I think the structure works. Our game plan does work. I think he's specifically saying that night we showed no drive, we showed no hunger for it, and that's why it didn't work, because the players weren't up for it. So yeah, I think it might stay the same this time. Depends.
Ryan,
very 50-50.
Ryan, what do you think?
So I think so I'll answer my own question first, but I do think we need to make a couple of changes for QPR at the weekend. I've got to be honest, I'm quite confident that we will bounce back. Obviously, QPR coming off of a brilliant win yesterday, 2-0 down at half time, scored in the 88th minute and won 3-2.
Jesus.
But it's one of them. Like, I do think on our day, I think we can beat anyone in this league. Mate coming back is obviously a massive boost. We've seen it already. He scored against Forest as well, didn't he? Yeah. So I don't think I think we'll beat QPR. But I do think Pauno knows as well, and from what he said after the game, he knows what changes are going to need to be made, and he's definitely not afraid to make them.
I don't know why I'm going to ask this question to Adam, because I know that there's going to be a very diplomatic answer, and he's going to be very constructive in what he tries to say. Do you think that the criticism that the Reading team have had over the previous 4 or 5 games, where they currently Reading currently sits 7th in the form table in the previous 6 games. Played 6, won 3, drawn 1, lost 2. Scored 7, conceded 4, got a goal difference of +3. Do you think the criticism is fair on the Reading team, or do you think that people are taking things out of proportion and not really looking at the bigger picture?
I think more specifically, if you look at Birmingham, we just have to admit on the day that we weren't good enough, and I think we have to call it for what it is. I think in general, I mean, as long as we're getting the wins, I think that's the most important thing. For me, I think apart from the Sheffield Wednesday game, and this was kind of similar under Jaap Stam, we don't really take the game fully by the scruff of the neck, but for 90 minutes. So I kind of get that criticism in a way. But I think for me, we've got to try and back the team now for the rest of the season and make sure that it's like after Wickham, I said, we've got to make social media a healthy place for the players. And I think that's the main thing that we as fans need to achieve. And then at the end of the season, we can say, look, we couldn't do any more. We've backed you as hard as we can. And this has got to be a team effort now, especially at this crucial stage of the season. We've got to all come together, all play our part, and then see what we can do. So, obviously we can criticise the team, but we've got to be reasonable with it and not go too far with it. Otherwise, you lose the argument.
So next thing, before we get on to the next thing, I just saw a tweet going through my Twitter just to get to a post that I made. By the way, I am not the person that graffitied on Banksy. The Team Robbo was not me. I got quite a few tweets that day asking if I was the one.
Yeah.
I can tell you that I don't move from my house unless I physically fucking have to. Matthew, do you move the house? Thank you.
I can vouch for that. He doesn't do anything, so that he couldn't be asked to do it.
I'm a lazy.
He paid someone to do it.
If I had money, I would.
He would. Yeah, he wouldn't do that either. Stingy.
I'm a lazy fat fuck, so it's fine. Matthew, I want to ask you this question, and Ryan and Adam, I want to get your reactions.
Was it you?
Yeah, was it you? So I tweeted out after the game, after the Nottingham Forest game, I think it was, or one of the games, I saw a lot of negativity going around. So I wanted to compare last season to where we were to this season. Basically, what I said was after the same, I think it was after 36 games last season, we would currently sit 16th on 11 points from safety on 45 points. This season, we currently sit 5th on 61 points and 29 points from safety. I just wanted to add that in just because I did that. What do you...
Because I'm on the podcast, isn't it? Rubbing it in. It's because I'm on the podcast. You're rubbing it in.
Rubbing what?
What did I say?
Negativity.
Oh, yeah.
What did I see on Twitter, like yesterday or today? Someone said, like, people reacting to a loss like that, don't forget, now's normally when we find our feet to get away from the relegation zone.
Yeah, it literally is. So my question for all three of you, and I want to get what you think before we get on to the next thing.
Are we staying up?
Are we staying up? And what is the major difference now than it was last year?
Can I go first?
No, Matthew, go first.
I think, not gonna lie, obviously we're going to stay up, but to build on what Adam said, I think the main difference is we haven't got our toxic fan base in the stadium to bring us down. And I know that's quite a controversial point. I might get a lot of hate, but I feel like what Adam said,
you're right. You don't need to get hate. You're right.
If you're gonna bring the players down, like, because I know two of the players. They used to go to my school. People don't have enough. I'm sorry.
Some weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
Also, if you want to bring him on the podcast, that'd be really lovely.
I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, I feel like the criticism that players get genuinely has a massive effect on them. And when our fans are in the stadium, we could be having the best season ever, even not the best season under Jaap Stam. We were like, third, pushing for Mag. And there would be fans, if we would go one goal down, booing, slandering, and just like, and I get you have to take criticism, But you need to back your players no matter what. Win, lose, draw. You have to always have their back. And if you have their back and they still don't perform, then it's their fault. But if you're always bringing them and giving them the confidence to keep going, then you're going to get the best out of them, because it shows that you've got them no matter what happens. And I feel like the main difference is that our fans aren't in the stadium and they can actually play their game and play their football without having the distraction of hearing boos when they go one goal down. And look what happens. We can play the football.
Can I further on from that? Because okay, I won't lie, I don't agree with that, but I do get your point. The thing with Reading fans is we're either going to win the league and break our own record, or get relegated without picking up another point, and there's no in between. Yeah, I don't agree, because especially you say about us going.
I agree with. I don't see how you don't agree, because let's be honest.
But okay, let me say.
So let's think about this, right? When we were under Bowen, when Bowen was first. Well, let's go with Gomez. When Gomez was in charge and he was doing really well, we loved him. Everyone loved him. Everyone thought, we didn't think anything of it. A couple of results here didn't go very well, and then you can feel. It's that feeling you get when you walk to Medeski, and that feeling you get when you sit in your seat. You know whether the players are going to play well or not, just by the atmosphere you can tell in the ground before anything happens. You could tell by when the players walk out if the fans are going to get really behind them, or this is going to be one of the worst. I don't know what game it was. Matthew, you could probably have a better memory than what I do, but we were at a game and we went one goal down. And I remember Reading fans, where we were stood or where we were sat, they were slamming the seats and the chairs, and they were moaning and they were going on. But we were one goal down. It's like, right. And I compare this to other fans, okay? And I compare this, right? We have, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, you could take it or leave it as we want. We have one of the worst fan bases for toxic fans you will get. And that's not down the fact of when we go in, we're one of the best fan bases, because we will fight and we will sing and we will get behind them. But when things start going well, we are one of the worst. I look at like teams that are around, right? Teams that are not massive, but like teams like a Newcastle, okay? They fight, and teams like Sunderland, teams like a Portsmouth, right? They will get behind their team no matter what, and they will sing, they will chant, they will get behind them and push them no matter if they're one goal down. You never know what's going to happen.
No,
our fan base do the opposite, in my opinion.
I'm not sure about St James's. I'm not sure about St James's Park. I remember Reading going 2-1 up through James Harper once, and you could feel the atmosphere at St James's Park was just awful, like in terms of the home crowd, because I think they went 1-0 up, and then James Harper scored twice, and then he did a little dance with Ron Grant and that. But yeah, I think one of the reasons why, and I think my own mindset has changed in terms of, because before the pandemic, I think I took it for granted a lot. You know, I think I took the football, watching football for granted, and maybe my mindset has changed on from there. But I think one of the reasons why we're so frustrated, just to play kind of devil's advocate, is because the past few seasons haven't been very good. And I'm not sure what our record is, because obviously we had a fantastic start with the first 8 games where we went unbeaten. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if we chop those 8 games off, where we would be in the table right now, because it feels like it's kind of gone a bit downhill since then. Obviously, we've had some fantastic results, but for some people, it feels like for some of the games, it feels like the same dross as last season, which is, I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate here, obviously, but you
can't think of if we take the first 8 games out of it. That's like Man City going, let's take the first 25 games where the 20 games we were winning, nearly broke the 21 games that they were.
I can actually tell you the answer to that right now.
Yeah, go on.
If we took the first 7 games out of the equation, we'd be 10th.
That's not even bad, considering
that's not even bad.
So
it feels worse than it is.
That's also saying as well. That's in comparison, every other team in the league loses their first 7 games as well. If the first 7 games didn't happen, we'd be 10th. That's right, I want to go back onto...
Yeah, go on. You've been biting at this. Go on.
Yeah, no, because you said about fans getting on the players' back, and that's not happening. I'm going to ask a question. How many points do you think we've picked up this season from losing positions?
I ain't got Scooby-Doo.
This season.
I actually will tell you.
Not a lot.
This season.
Not a
Okay,
lot.
but that's what you were saying. Like, as soon as you go 1-0 down, you don't have that negativity.
No, it's not.
We've only picked
one
up 6 points from losing position this season.
6.
So 6 points. We've won once.
All right. Okay.
Let's
Let's flip it another way. Has this club drilled the mentality into the players of the way that the last few seasons have gone, where we've been down the bottom and doing stuff, that players every so often will have that lapse in concentration? We all know that teams, unless your name's Man City or any other team or PSG in the Farmers League, you can't go a whole season of being fully concentrated on winning. You're gonna have dips. You're gonna lose. You're gonna not do. There's gonna be patches. Every team has a bad patch at a certain point in the season. Do you think that the certain bad points and bad patches are down to the lack of mentality of what's happened in previous seasons before, as these players, let's be honest, are not used to winning and fighting? They're normally fighting to go up. They're normally thinking, looking behind them. These players have to look in front of them. They have to look ahead of them.
Well, there's just more teams behind them to look at.
Yeah, but you would look more behind in the relegation zone to make sure that the teams in the bottom 3 are not winning, to try and keep yourself up. When you're in the top 6, you want to get to that top 2, so you're concentrating more upwards, so you can maybe have a better result in the playoffs. Maybe that's a play. I don't know. I'm not a fucking player. I'm not an athlete.
I just want to further my point. There's only 5 teams that have won fewer points than we have from losing positions.
I bet you all of them are in the bottom half.
What I would say is going ahead in the first place. Would we have tried some of the stuff that we have this season with fans in the stadium in terms of playing out from the back and that sort of thing?
No.
Imagine if I was in the ground. Imagine if you had 24,000 of me and I'm having
hold
a
on. Let's rephrase that. Talk about 17,000. 17,000. Let's not be optimistic here.
If you had 11,000 of me in the stadium and I'm having a heart attack every time that we take a short goal kick, I'm getting nervous, and you're feeling that I'm nervous. Are we going to try? Are we actually going to try and play out from the back? Do you know what I mean?
No, I think yeah.
I still think they would.
Try some of the other stuff as well, like the leaf for the splits and that sort of thing.
When there were goal kicks, you could literally. I remember when they would like go close, you'd hear the fans go, "No, like, fuck off, move forward, stop," and then they would actually change it when they had like the players with fans around them like shouting and screaming at them, and you would see them switch it up because people would get so frustrated. Because I'm not gonna lie, we would cock it up half the time, but I think now without hearing all of that, they can focus more. I'm not saying we're awful. I'm just saying I feel like the players really do pay attention to things like social media and like the fans. They like it affects them, and I feel like without that, they can play more of their game. I'm not saying we're awful though. I still think stuck a little bit sometimes, but
what I would say bigger differences from last season to this season. Josh Lauren.
Yeah, it's been huge.
Yeah, he's been so good.
I think the thing for me as well with the goal kicks, especially, you look at Yap Stam, okay, and I guess Adkins for a little bit was a passing kind of manager. But before Stam, all we did was play Brexit football and obviously lump the ball up the pitch when we had goal kicks. So when we had Yap Stam come in and that bit of Dutch sauce, then we were kind of playing it out from the back.
Sounds like a shit Nando sauce, doesn't it?
Sounds like
I was thinking more Dutch sauce with Barbara Streisand.
Hold on, that's not that's duck sauce.
The Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah, that's what I said. Duck sauce. Yeah, I was thinking more duck sauce with Big Bad Wolf as well. And
that was a tune, by the way.
Big Bad Wolf.
Wasn't that
Jason music video for that?
Yeah, I was.
Have you ever seen the music video for the Big Bad Wolf?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
No.
It's fucking weird. Man.
It is very weird. I remember spits of it. It's fucking weird.
Face for a cock, isn't it?
Okay, then. So I got a question for you guys, and I don't want a long answer. I want short, like Adam's penis. Very short answer. So, would you be disappointed if we missed out on the playoffs?
Yes, because the first 8 games. We've come a long way, but after the first 8 games, you really want playoffs. That's all I'm going to say. I'd be disappointed.
No. Because of how we have been all season and the fact we haven't dropped out of the playoffs bar 2 weeks this season.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yes, I would be disappointed. However, if you'd have said before the season, would I take 7th? I would be absolutely fucking buzzing.
Oh, absolutely, because then you're building for the long term.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because then you're feeling like you've actually got a long-term plan under a manager, and that's what we've needed for so many years.
Let's be fair. Other than Sky, who was expecting us to go up? Oh, shut up.
Hold on. In the predictions, who predicted us to be in the top 3?
Be fair, you did.
Thank you. I predicted us, so don't fucking get him in that sunshine. Every other player club just didn't get it right, but I nearly got this. Matthew, what about you?
Yes, because if pubs are open, that is going to be a very, very good day out just to enjoy the football. I cannot wait. I really want us to get playoffs for that reason. That'll be a great night out.
No.
Do you know what? I was thinking about this the other day, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to ask this question, was I would not be disappointed. I think I'm in the minority of people because I very much think about, right, so the way that I thought about this was the planning. There seems to be now a long-term plan at the club, right? There seemed to be, Gomez was going to be the plan, but then that sort of fucked up, and they went, shit, we need someone, Bowen. And then everything sort of went back. So
can you please rephrase it and use his proper name?
Who?
Jose Gomez, the most beautiful man in football, as you like to call him.
Oh, he's a fucking god. So, in my opinion, I feel like this is I think we should not be disappointed if we don't get playoffs. I think we need to look at this as, look at the improvements we've made, right? Let's look at Brentford. And I fucking hate comparing us to Brentford. I hate what Brentford do, but I understand what they do, okay? I'm not a Brentford fan of how they do things, but I understand why they do them. So look at Brentford. They go from a club that just missed out on playoffs to get into the playoffs, to then get to the playoff final, to then being in the top 2 to wherever they are now. I can't remember what the top 3 looks like. Are they 4th? So they are building a team and a foundation for being in and around the top 2. Okay, top 2, top 3, top 4. So we've been in a relegation zone, and then we've struggled for a long time. Then we got rid of the shit last season, the dead weight, the players that should, in my opinion, I see people go, if we kept certain players more depth, blah, blah. I think if we kept more players, that would have been more of a hindrance than it would be of a positive.
We needed a clear out. We needed that clear out.
We needed a fuck-offery of get rid of everyone, especially Gaffer Cleary, get rid of everyone and then start again. So you could see what they're trying to do. You could see bringing in Lauren. You could see bringing in loan players. What have I done wrong now?
Agenda alert.
I heard McCleary.
Yeah, Sam Baldock will come up in a minute. So get ready.
I'm just going to give you some actual praise for once. I've just looked at your pre-season predictions, and you got 5 out of the current top 6 correct. Oh, the one that you didn't was you predicted Barnsley to finish 23rd.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have predicted them to be in the top 6. Let's be honest, no one. So in my opinion, I see that there is starting to be platforms, right? You've got a manager in Paunovic that loves the youth. You've got Elise that's starting to play regular now and becoming a good player, which we'll get into in a minute. You've got Jow who's becoming that focal point. You've got Lauren that seems to be the hungry signing that we're looking for now. We've got Raphael, the experienced goalkeeper, Moore, the experienced captain defender that you've got McIntyre, Moore and Holmes and Morrison all around them to do it. You've got Omar Richards, who for me, if you told me 12 months ago that in the summer, January, he would most probably sign for Bayern Munich and go to them during the January transfer or sign a pre-contract agreement, I would have fucking laughed in your face. Easily. easily laughed in your face. The amount of improvements that Paunovic has done in the club in total, not just by performances on a weekly basis, but just the all round, the vibe of the club is completely different. There seems to be more love for the players. The players need to see. The only thing I'm very critical of, and it's the only thing, and from the club standpoint, is the relationship the club have with the fans. That's the only thing I'm very critical of. I don't look at today's team like I did before, and Matthew can agree with this. There was always a player that I loved. There was always like Danny Guthrie. There was Pavel Pogreniak. Absolutely fucking loved him. Ulysses De La Cruz. Fuck McCleary.
You've got a thing for the racists, haven't you?
Why? Actually, I'm not going into it. So there are players, but for the past. Okay, so when Gomez come in, I think my love for him and my love for Moore was it. But since Gomez is gone, I haven't found a player or someone that I've leached onto going, I want his name. I would never get it because I think if you have a name on the back of your back and you're over the age of 25, you need to be punched in the face. It is one of those things. So
who's on the back of your shirt?
Who, me?
No, Adam.
Have you got someone on the back of your shirt?
No.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, but he's 21. He's not 25.
Yeah, no, that's why I asked.
You were just making sure he wasn't a wanker, weren't you? Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought he might do.
So is there right? So one answer questions, yes or no, and if it's yes, which player over the past year or so, which player or someone have you gravitated to and gone, I love you? If I could, I would have your name on the back of my shirt. And no stupid answers, no Gareth for fucking McCleary. Anyway, Matthew, I'll go to you first.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
who?
I would say Ajaria for me, only because I don't know. Just when he gets going, it's just he does good things with the football. I mean, like I like the style of play he has, and I feel like he has a lot of talent there. Like sometimes he can be a bit hit and miss with me with like I see him, but like all in all, he's my favourite player. I would say Ajaria for me.
I don't want to ask him this, but I'm going to. Ryan.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Go on.
No, but you asked for a one-word answer.
No, as Anna said, ask yes, and who?
Renamotor.
Oh, good shout.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good shout. Adam.
Yeah, ever since McCleary taken the role of my favourite player.
I'm gonna. We're not right. So the one thing that's happened since lockdown and since we started this podcast is I've never actually, apart from FaceTime, which is not really, I've never actually met Ryan in person since I've done this podcast. When I do, the amount of punches in the fucking face I'm going to give you is something else.
I'm going to wear a full Reading kit, shin pants included, with McCleary on the back and have a mask on my face.
I'll just fucking kick you in the balls, mate. I just wouldn't give a shit. Adam, go to you.
Yes, McIntyre.
And Adam's coming dressed as Chris Gunter.
I'll drop kick fucking both of you.
Yeah, but for me, it's McIntyre and/or Holmes because Holmes has really stepped up this season as well, and I think because McIntyre is very local. If they weren't
youth, and if they weren't local, would you support them? Would you get behind them as much as what you are?
McIntyre I get behind more because he's local and because he's an academy graduate, and I feel that connection.
So's Holmes.
Away. Yeah, it's similar to Holmes.
Oh, okay. So for me, there's not one.
I feel like McIntyre's involved a bit more. I don't know why. Just because I know that isn't Holmes also a season ticket holder. I don't know. I just feel like I relate to McIntyre just a tiny bit more, but Holmes I love as well.
So if I had to pick one player, if I'm thinking about it, and I think recently, I think I found my love for him is Raphael. I will defend. I think he's the only, him and maybe Zhao to a certain point, I will defend to the ends of the earth with. I think, especially Raphael. There's a soft spot I have for him. I look at Raphael's face and go, you're a nice man. You know, you couldn't say a bad word about him because he just looks like someone, if you have a conversation with him, he'll be quite nice. Fuck yourself. Ryan just texted me going, because you're both shit. So fuck yourself. So what I want to ask you all, and quickly before we get into predictions, and we'll go through them. What has been the highest point for you that's been fuck you? What has been the highest that you felt really excited, really happy about over the past month, and what's been the lowest?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You cut out for me a minute then.
Sorry.
Know what you said.
So what I said is what has been the highest point that you've been really excited about over the past month, and what's been the lowest? Just one quick one. Ryan, I'll go to you first.
Can you come to me second? Because I just want to see if this
was... I'll go first. For me, highest point, Sheffield Wednesday. We took the game by the scruff of the neck. There was a red card excitement, 3 goals, fantastic, complete performance. Lowest point was Wickham in the last month. Wickham
was the 23rd of February, so just.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Just.
Yeah, low point for me was Wickham.
No.
I mean, we did create chances and we had a penalty against Wickham, but it was just everything that night. It was just an absolute disaster.
Yeah, it did go well. Matthew?
I would agree. High point was definitely Sheffield Wednesday, followed by a year dom inform on FIFA. That was very good. That was good. I enjoyed that one a lot, so that was good. And yeah, again, I'm not gonna lie. Low point has to. I think for me, a low point. To check, just so it's not the same, I would say Birmingham is definitely a low point for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like just because it was like I genuinely thought we'd go because they really weren't good. Like they were actually awful in my opinion, and the goals we conceded were it's got to be Birmingham. Sorry,
Brian.
Yeah, for the month I agree with Adam completely.
What?
Wait!
We're not brushing past this. You've just fucking agreed with Adam.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Well, to be fair, what else is there to agree with? We've had 2 pretty crap 3-0, 1-0 wins. 3-0, which is obviously going to stand out. And then what are the negatives? 1-0 to Wickham, who are bottom of the league and pretty much down already. A 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest, or a 2-1 loss to fucking that shit.
I agree.
Okay, I'm going to rephrase it as well. I'm just going to fuck your question, and I'm going to do for the year so far as well. High point of the year, Bournemouth when we beat them. Low point, Preston.
No, I would say the Birmingham game was lower than Preston.
Nah.
Just because it's fucking
Preston
Birmingham.
were there for the taking.
Yeah, but I think just because it's Birmingham.
I don't think we played too bad against Preston, whereas against Birmingham we were just
Did you mean calendar year or season year?
Calendar year.
Ah, okay. I was going to say season year, but Blackburn. Because I remember coming on the Instagram live and with Mark after the Blackburn game, and I just couldn't believe that we'd won again. That was pretty special night.
That was. We did have some good ones on that. Right, predictions. Let's get into it. Let's get going. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Let's review the past month because I really want to fucking review. First
of all, we need to mention about Birmingham because that was part of our predictions.
Yeah, but no one got it right.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. I texted you.
Literally, no, you fucking didn't.
Oh, beat it.
Such a swat. Right. Predictions. Let's go through them. So the games that we're going to be discussing was the Borough, Wickham, Rotherham, Blackburn, Sheffield Wednesday, and Nottingham Forest games. And in that time, the person before Matthew got 3 points. Overall, 3 points in total with getting it correct. Ryan got a total of 4 points going into it. In second place, and by the way, Matthew, if Adam won, he would have this month, he would have had to chose the loser to do a video and explain why Adam is the greatest person that's ever existed. So if Adam won, he would have got that. But second place was Adam. And in first place was fucking me, bitches.
Right, everyone flukes it once.
Yeah, I know. I'm never winning again. I'm never winning again, ever. So I got 6 points in total. With Adam got 4. The reason why I won is I got 3 points before the Nottingham Forest game, but because I got it spot on with a 1-1 draw, and Adam got a 1-1 draw as well, but he was already only on 1 point.
But he doesn't do predictions as good as you.
No. So, but if Adam wins this month, then he will then choose. But if I win, then it's going to be neck and neck between us to choose who the winner is going to be overall. So we have 6 games to discuss and to go through today. The games that we're going to be talking about is the game coming up this weekend against QPR. We've also
Why are you doing 6 games?
Because we're doing it by month, twat face.
Yeah,
but
but
all 6.
I'm not doing.
let's look at the game.
I'm not
Look at the
looking
game.
at it.
Hang on.
Hold on. Who's in charge of the
Reasonable
podcast? This is not Tyler's End where you can get away with what you want. This is Robbos Gobcast. My fucking name's in it, bitch.
Yeah, but
All
so
6.
is Matthew.
Absolute
Yeah, but no,
fraud.
Matthew's last name.
Absolute
Matthew's last name's the
no.
same as mine. So
You
absolute
didn't
fraud.
ask.
Mark's adopted.
yep, I'll take that.
Yeah,
It means I'm
yeah.
not related to you, you ugly mug. So
Okay.
so what we're going to be doing is the next 6 games, and then we're going to do the finale of it, which I think is 2 or 3 games going into it.
Yeah, that
Just to
doesn't make
spice
sense.
it up. Shut the fuck up.
But playoff.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said, but playoffs.
Yeah, so we'll be getting our because don't the stadiums open for playoffs?
We won't get tickets. I won't.
I think. Anyway, we'll see. So the games that we're going to be discussing is Reading versus QPR, Barnsley versus Reading, Reading versus Derby, Watford versus Reading, Reading versus Cardiff, and Luton versus Reading. Fuck me, those fixtures. I've just realised the fixtures. Oh dear.
Recommended the Spice Girls.
Who's
6.
recommended? Who's recommended the Spice Girls?
YouTube. So I was listening to Viva Forever before this podcast. So carry on.
Right, hold on. Before we go any further, why were you listening to Spice Girls?
I don't mind the Spice Girls. I don't mind 90s music, so I just listen to that.
They're quite good. I just never thought you'd be a Spice Girls fan, to be honest.
You know, I
was thinking more Take That.
Little Mix.
Oh yeah, because the Back for Good thing. But no, I used to watch the Spice Girls videotape when we used to have videotape, and I put it in, and used to watch the documentary for it. So yeah.
Oh, dear God. I feel old because I know exactly what you're on about as well.
You feel
Tell you
old.
what,
You're about 10
let's
years
just go
older
off
than me.
topic again for a minute. Just go on YouTube on your computer and tell me like the 7 videos that are in your recommended on your home screen. For me,
no.
it's Lower the Fucking Winch, Joe Wilkinson on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, Sidemen Reacts, The Cycling GK, More Sidemen, Sub to Willany, Theo Baker, and Matt Green.
I've got Pat McAfee show. I got Mr. Miola who does Ark Survival. I got Lewis Hamilton takes Sir Frank Williams around Silverstone. I got Brooklyn Nine-Nine Real Life Partners. Fuck, why I got that, I don't know. And 60 Days Build a Millionaire Underground Swimming Pool House. My God, I'm actually going to watch that.
Mine's like a
260 million views. What?
I think mine's probably a mixture of the Spice Girls, the Iraq War, politics, and Reading, probably. So it's a real mix.
I want to ask you a question. Do you like Sam Smith?
No.
He's sorry, I misgendered him. They're fine.
It's a lamppost.
It's a lamppost. Oh, we're so getting cancelled now.
Yeah, you're absolutely disgraceful people.
We're so getting cancelled.
Fucking come at me.
By the way, if you want to know where Ryan's Twitter handle is down below in the description.
Hang on. Let me tell you where my Twitter is.
At Ryan 224122. I think.
No, that's not it. I changed it, didn't I?
Oh no. Okay, I know where this is going.
Oh,
my
no.
it's A Jones RFC.
No.
Yeah, going. If you've got any disruptions, right. So instead of Ofcom, we don't have Ofcom here. If you've got any disputes or unhappy with anything, tweet all of your unhappiness to @AJones RFC, and he will deal with it.
If anybody's got any complaints, just write a letter and just put it in your nearest bin.
Or shine it up real nice, right? Lick it, put a little stamp on it, then turn it inside out or fold it up, and then go to the toilet and shove up your fucking ass. So let's get going. The first game is Reading versus QPR. Matthew, what do you think the score is going to be?
2-2.
Me, I'm going to go 1-0 win. I think. I'm really debating that. Adam.
2-1 win.
Oh.
Why do I keep fucking agreeing with Adam?
Ryan.
2-1 win.
Oh, fuck's sake. Okay.
And by the way, I advocate equality, unlike these peasants. Actually, no, two peasants. Fine. 2 peasants there.
Well, hold on. Who's the 2 peasants? Is Matthew a peasant? Or is
No,
he the
it's
one
Mark
that's...
Mark and Ryan. They've got one full head of hair between them because Ryan's baldy.
Ryan, I'm going to go to you first. Barnsley versus Reading.
It's coming from that specimen.
That was taken with like a 4K camera or something or whatever. It was
fucking hell, I'm surprised your
camera.
face survived it. So the camera survived your face.
No, you messed up. You messed
did.
it up.
I
so you
fucked
can't
up
say anything.
massively.
You can't say
Then.
anything.
I messed up.
Do you know-
I
do you
really
know who
hoped
you
you
look
didn't
like?
hear that as well.
Do you know who you look like in the face in that picture? You look like the doctor from The Good Doctor, Sean.
I thought you were going to say like Harold Shipman. Then I was like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Like, don't.
Mark, you look exactly like Kanye West.
Oh, how's Kim Kardashian these days? Relatable banter. Ryan, go to you. Barnsley versus Reading.
Barnsley away, yeah?
Yes, darling.
I'm going to be optimistic and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win.
Oh.
We'll end their sequence.
Adam.
Oh no, this is probably going to be my only loss, but it's going to be a 2-0, I think, because I think they're early on in the season they were really good, even with a different manager, and I think they'll be very good that day. Unfortunately,
1-0 win.
Okay.
Adam didn't even give a prediction.
He said a 2-0 loss.
2-0.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't hear that. I just heard you said they're going to be good. That's a very open-ended prediction, isn't it?
I might actually get that prediction right.
You won't. So I'm going for a 2-1 win. And then we'll go on to the Derby game, Reading versus Derby at the Madejski, whatever you want to fucking call it, stadium. I'm going for a 3-0 win for Reading. Adam.
2-0. Dub.
It's Mr. Rooney.
I don't like agreeing with you.
At Ryan.
Okay, I was going to say 3-0, but then you said 3-0, so I changed it to 2-0, and I don't want to agree with Adam again, so I'm going 3-0.
Oh, obviously.
Matthew.
Oh, I'll make it even. 2-0 win. There you go. I got 2-2. Someone's got to go for it. I thought 3-0, but I'll go 2-0.
Who haven't I gone to first yet? Ryan. Watford away at Vicarage Road.
See, right. So from when I was younger, I think it was traditional to go to Watford at Vicarage Road and draw 0-0.
Or see a goal that never actually crosses the line.
No, that happened once.
Yeah, I know.
Just
but I just wanted to point
all of my
out.
memory, like from when I was sort of first started going, it was always 0-0.
Oh, I went to one where we lost. I think it was 3-1, 3-0. I think when I went.
I
once,
went to the one
twice.
where we lost 3-0.
Yeah, I think that was the one I went to. They got promoted, didn't they, that day? Was that the last game of the season, I think?
I remember, was it Helgeson who scored?
I can't fucking remember. I remember just flipping Watford fans off all game. Hey, fuck yeah.
Was it the final away game of the season? Wasn't
yeah,
it?
Yeah. It was inflatables. Yeah.
I went to that one, yeah. I was near the front.
Oh, Adam, we were the same place. Oh, Adam.
cool.
Oh, I love you, Adam. Ryan, goal, score. What's the fucking score? Are you going 0-0?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just saying that and building up to another port saying. Matthew.
2-0 win.
Jesus. Adam.
1-1.
1-1.
Yeah.
Cool.
I said to Ryan that I didn't think it was. I don't think we're going to lose that one.
I can vouch. You did say that.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, because you put it on Twitter. You said, "Is this?" Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Absolute fraud of a man.
I've gone for a 1-0 win. I'm not confident on this one at all.
You're not confident, but you've got a win.
Gone for a win.
Yeah, I'm not. Adam, you went for 0-0, did you?
1-1.
1-1. Sorry. Oh yeah, because I've done it wrong. That's my fault. No, while I do these technical errors, Adam, I'm going to go to you first. Cardiff at home.
2-2 draw.
You go 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
Perfect. Matthew.
2-1 win.
Ryan.
Cardiff at home, yeah?
Yeah.
3-1 win.
Jesus. I say Jesus, but I've just realised what I'm about to write. 2-0 win. I'm going for a 2-0 win on this. So, last game, Luton away. Who should I go for first? Matthew, I'm going to go to you first.
Luton. They're not doing so good, are they?
Mid-table.
Yeah, they're here and there.
1-0 win.
Wasn't that where Yaks got 4 goals last year?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
I also have taken that into consideration for my prediction.
For God's sake.
All right, here we go.
Luton are currently 14th, by the way.
Oh, they're not bad then. Are they near relegation zone, mathematically wise?
At the moment, they're 14th on 47 points. Rotherham are on 32, but obviously with 3 games in hand on them.
I think they're pretty much
safe. So no, they're
pretty much safe.
Home and dry.
Have you seen what they did on their TikTok? They took a massive dig at West Brom, saying we will be playing you next season in the Championship.
Oh yeah, with HRH.
Yeah, the song. Yeah, it was pretty clever. I respected the banter for that. So Ryan, I'm going to go to you.
Luton away.
Yes, we've just fucking discussed this.
Leave it out. I've gone for Luton 0, Reading 4.
Wow.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Reading win.
Hold on. Are we not discussing that Ryan's just gone for a 4-0 win?
Yeah,
away from home. Yeah.
Okay, I was not expecting. Jesus, I tell you what, your predictions, Ryan, are goal fest and a fucking half. Yeah. I've just seen your predict. So, Adam, I'm going to go to you. What was your score? Sorry,
2-1 Reading win. I think most of our predictions went out the window for Birmingham after 4 minutes because I think we predicted.
I predicted 2-0 win. I think.
Wins.
Yeah, I predicted a 2-0.
No, I'm going to 2-1 Birmingham.
Fuck off!
No, you said 3-0 Reading. Absolute.
Fucking mongoloid.
Beat it.
That's a very strange instruction.
Yeah. What do you want him to beat?
It. Beat it, and I'll be there.
Yikes! Big yikes!
Right. So let's quickly run through it.
You should be so lucky.
Matthew's predictions are Reading v QPR 2-2, against Barnsley a 1-0 win, against Derby a 2-0 win, against Watford a 2-0 win, against Cardiff a 2-1 win, and against Luton a 1-0 win. Adam has gone for a 2-1 win against QPR, a 2-0 loss against Barnsley, a 2-0 win against Derby, a 1-1 draw, a 2-2 draw against Cardiff, and a 2-1 win against Luton. Ryan has gone for a 2-1 win v QPR, a 3-1 win against Barnsley, 3-0 win against Derby, a 0-0 draw against Watford, a 3-1 win against Cardiff, and a 4-0 win against Luton. Dear fucking God, that's a goal festival and a half. And I have gone for a 1-0 win against QPR, a 2-1 win against Barnsley, a 3-0 win against Derby, 1-0 win against Watford, a 2-0 win against Cardiff, and a 3-0. I've just realised that all my games are predicted us to win. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Jesus, and I thought I didn't really think of that. And a 3-0 win against Luton. Right, that's it. This all comes down to next week. If Adam wins, then he will pick the person who has to make a YouTube video worth around about 8 to 10 minutes long of explaining why Adam is the greatest person known to man. If I
give
win,
you some advice, Adam, don't pick me because I'm not doing it.
You have to do it. It's part of the podcast, dickhead.
I'm not doing it.
He said that he wouldn't do predictions when I won the second time.
I don't have a fair 8 to 10 minutes.
All right, so how about this? If Adam wins, everyone, including Matthew, everyone...
If Adam wins, I will send some flowers to his house for his mum.
No. Everyone has to make a 2 to 3 minute video.
I didn't hear that. My phone started ringing.
Okay, so if Adam wins, everybody, including Matthew, has to make a 2 to 3 minute video explaining why Adam is the greatest. If Adam doesn't win, and I win, then it's between me and Adam to see who wins, and then we go from there. Hopefully, some of us fucking win and don't let him win. So yes,
Adam's the greatest because he did get 25 out of 25 on Super 6 like me.
Salty.
So thank you guys ever so much. Thank you, Adam, for coming
Literally,
on.
I got screenshots of you calling me the king of predictions.
Just saying. I mean, I've got to pay you your due because that was
you are
special.
Weird. You're fluky with your predictions, I swear. I don't know how you do it. It's just ridiculous how many you get right. Anyway, thank you guys ever so much. Thank you, Matthew, for coming on. We will see you next week. Thank you, Adam, for coming on. Thank you, Ryan, for turning up. Adam, you are a godsend. Thank you ever so much for what you're doing on Instagram Live. Don't forget, down below in the link in the description is a link to our Instagram. So go and check it out. You will get a notification for when Adam goes live when you follow us. And don't forget to go and like and go and keep us up to date with things as well. Don't forget that Mind the Gap what the fuck are you doing? Oh, there's Ryan first and Adam second by quite a far. I can't fucking read that. It's blurry as shit. So don't forget all the links. 11 points. Okay. Don't forget down below in the description is a link to all of our social media pages and all of us going along. Don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get instant notification for when we go live. And if you listen to this on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and Spotify, don't forget to give us a follow and you will get notified when we go live as well. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's watching us. Thank you guys ever so much for smashing that like button as well. Go and give it another like. They're absolutely fantastic. And we will see you guys next week where on Monday, where Adam will be joined by David and maybe Ryan if he can be bothered. I don't know. No. Where Adam and David will be discussing the Reading v QPR game post-match live, so go and check that out. And then on Tuesday, we will be back with wrestling, building to the very much anticipated WrestleMania. And during that podcast as well, we will be announcing our new schedule coming next week for the podcast, what days of our podcast will be coming. We've had to rearrange new things due to my job and people living in America that I do a podcast with. So it's been rearranged, changed around and doing things. So we will see you guys next week. All love and all care. And no, I didn't defake Banksy. To be fair, I'm not even that fucking talented to reach that high anyway. Bye. Oh, by the way, everyone in this room today is a smooth criminal.